Hello, I'm Floyd Cochran, and welcome to Eye on Hate, a project of Citizens Against Hate. In this program, we're going to examine some of the key players in the organized white supremacy movement. When most people think of the organized white supremacy movement, images of the Ku Klux Klan and pointed hats and long white sheets come to mind. The portal into the organized white supremacy movement today in 2006. You know, it wasn't that long ago, 75 years ago, that the Ku Klux Klan drew upon the crust of society. Some of its members went on to become U.S. senators, governors, and even a Supreme Court judge. Luckily today, the Ku Klux Klan in the year 2006 draws its members from the lower strata of society, from those who basically scrape the bottom of the barrel. One of the key players in the organized white supremacy movement in the Ku Klux Klan today is a man by the name of Gordon Young. Gordon Young lives in Maryland. He's been in the Klan for a while now, but it's only been recently that he has burst upon the scene, holding rallies at the Antietam battlefield, Gettysburg battlefield, and most recently over in Harper's Ferry. Young is able to draw 25 to 30 people at any one rally. Gordon Young, in and of himself, appears to be somewhat semi-literate, barely. His followers can barely read. You know, it's fortunate that the Ku Klux Klan and organized white supremacy gangs such as the Klan can no longer draw upon mainstream society or the upper crust of society. Gordon Young claims that he wants to build a Klan that is going to run America. When taking a look at the pictures of some of the members of Gordon Young's Klan, it doesn't appear that they could run a lawnmower. Now, Gordon Young represents just one aspect of the organized white supremacy movement. Another person who occupies another rung of the organized white supremacy movement, still down at the bottom of the barrel, is the New Jersey talk show host, internet racist talk show host, Hal Turner. You know, Hal Turner in many ways is like the prima donna who sees a mirror and has to go over and check himself out. Hal Turner loves the sound of his voice and therefore will say the most outrageous things to try to get people to listen. Now, Hal Turner has past affiliations with Aryan Nations and other white supremacy gangs. He hosts not only an internet radio program, but he also allows other organized white supremacists, neo-Nazis and Klansmen, to hold or to host programs on his network. Hal Turner, when he's not constantly begging for money, is making idle and boisterous and bombastic threats. One of the things that we have learned about Hal Turner over the last year is he says he's going to do all kinds of things and ends up doing none of those things except begging for more money. Hal Turner, in and of himself, doesn't lead an organization, but he does represent the threat in that he may, at some point, be able to motivate someone to go out and engage in criminal activity. Next up on the list, someone a little bit higher up on the rung, both in the terms of education and money, and I guess you could say class, is none other than Bill White. The race is from Roanoke, Virginia. Bill White is from the eastern seaboard of Maryland, a trust fund baby from what we understand. Moved over to Roanoke. Bill White always hasn't been a white supremacist. A few years ago, he was an anarchist, a left-winger. When he realized he could not draw the attention or lead a gang, he went over to the right wing, the racist right wing. Within the past year, Bill White has been the spokesman for the Nationalist Socialist Movement, which was billed at one time as the fastest growing neo-Nazi movement in America. But thanks to Bill White, the Nationalist Socialist Movement has become what the Southern Poverty Law Center recently stated, a noticeably smaller movement. And for that, we do have to thank Bill White. Now, Bill White, since leaving the Nationalist Socialist Movement, has gone on to found his own radio station on the internet, produce a tabloid, and claim that he has hundreds of followers. With Bill White, you can never tell if he's telling the truth or another one of his outrageous lies. Now, this is just only 3 of the members or leaders within the neo-Nazi aspect of the organized white supremacy movement. Those, again, who we believe occupy the lowest rung of racism and bigotry. Now we're going to go over to Nikki Nichols from Citizens Against Hate, and she's going to talk about those white supremacists who occupy a higher rung in the organized white supremacy movement, representing a different kind of danger. Because you can see people like Gordon Young, Hal Turner, and Bill White, can be dealt with legally. When they go out and commit crimes, or maybe encourage other people to commit crimes, they can be held responsible for those crimes. Because of their outlandishness, not only in their belief systems, but also in how they deliver those belief systems, they will never gain traction in America. But the groups that Nikki is going to talk about are gaining traction in America, and therefore represent much more of a danger to all of us. I'm Floyd Cochran. This is Eye on Hate, and now we go to Nikki.